Ben Underwood is blind. Both eyes were removed when he was 3, leaving him with no vision at all. So how on earth does Ben do this? And this? And even this?
I don't think I've ever come across somebody like Ben. You know, he was quite unique.
Ben lost his eyes to cancer, but unbelievably, he's taught himself to see with sound.
If he chooses to go out there and ride that bicycle, let him ride the bicycle.
It's got to be very smart. Somewhere in there, it's a little genius going on.
I don't consider myself blind. Ain't nothing wrong with me.
Ben Underwood and his family live in Sacramento, the state capital of California. It's an old city with roots in the Wild West, but Ben and his family live in the new outlying suburbs. Ben uses many common aids for the blind, like speaking software for the computer, so he can jot down his rap lyrics. He's also written a book and does schoolwork on a high-tech braille writer. But what's unusual, what's truly unique, is what he doesn't use. Ben has no guide dog and never uses a white cane. He's not even using his hands. Instead, he sees with sound. He makes a sharp click which bounces back off nearby objects. Amazingly, Ben's ears pick up the echoes and he can precisely locate where things are. Ben is the only person in the world who sees using nothing but echolocation.
Well, I've been able to tell where walls are and where things on the ground are. If I click down, then I can hear them easier. But if I'm walking, I'm just clicking over it, it's not going to get it. And I can tell where desks are in the classroom and stuff like that. I can hear the wall over there, the couch over there. I can hear the wall behind me. I can hear the wall over there and the TV and the computer. Yep.
Ben, I need a towel for drying because I don't have all my kitchen towels in here. All right, Mom, I'm going to go get it.
Ben's echolocation is so good that at home his mum, Aquanetta, Uncle Kerry, and brother Isaiah make no allowances for his blindness at all.
When I was a little kid, I didn't really know he was blind. I just knew he was my brother.
Did he make it? He's determined to do what he's going to do. And he refuses for somebody to label him as blind. You see this kid that has a whole different way of thinking. It's magic and it's real.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone quite as remarkable as Ben, nor have I seen anyone quite as remarkable as Ben's mom. And I think that's a lot of the secret to Ben's amazing talents.
He knows that there's nothing impossible for him. You know, and it's not. Whatever he wants to do. You know, I tell him he can see.
Aquanetta has refused to allow the loss of Ben's eyes to overshadow their lives. Ben was born perfectly healthy with dark eyes like his mum. But when he was 2, she looked into his eyes and saw something was terribly wrong.
In his pupil, it looked like a marble, or you know when you shine a light at night on a cat's eye, and you know how that looks like a marble or like a light or fluorescent, and that's what it looked like. And within 3 days, it turned white.
In Ben's eye was a rapidly growing malignant tumor, retinoblastoma. It's a rare infant eye cancer that affects only 6 children per million.
If left to its own devices, it would be lethal. It would kill him. The disease would spread locally, and he would never be able to survive.
If Ben wasn't treated, it would quickly spread along the optic nerve and into his brain.
If it's not caught very early, often the treatment is to have to actually remove the eye in order to save the body from having it spread. And Ben, of course, had very aggressive treatment.
In an attempt to save his sight, doctors immediately began intense chemo and radiotherapy. But after 10 months, there was still some scattered tumor. Aquanetta had to make a critical, heart-rending decision.
I had a choice. I either could remove his eyes or try to keep on with more chemo and radiation to keep the vision. But the thing about it is that if you continue to try, and when if the cancer got down the optic nerve, they wouldn't live. So you have to make a choice. And my choice was, you know, to remove his eyes.
From the first dark moments, Aquanetta was determined that little Ben wouldn't think of himself as blind.
When he woke up from the surgery, and he said, "Mom, I can't see anymore, I can't see anymore." And I told him, I said, "Baby, yes, you can see." I said, "You can see with your hands." And I put his little hands on my face. I said, "See me?" And I said, "You can see me with your nose." And I put my hand to his nose, and I said, "You smell me?" I said, "You can see me with your ears." I said, "You hear me?" I said, "Baby, you can't use your eyes anymore, but you still have your hands and your nose and your ears." I said, "Baby, you can still see."
To this day, Aquanetta describes the world so Ben can experience life to the full.
Mom, where you stand right now? I'm right here. Whoa, snap. Where you stand, do you just see miles and miles of water?
Yes, Ben. I mean, as far as my eyes can see, looking out, now I do see some mountains out there and I see clouds, but all I can see is water. Instead of the land, it's just water. And from here, it looks like a deep blue. It just looks like a picture. It's beautiful.
Ever since the loss of her son's sight, Aquanetta's known instinctively that she would have to be strong for Ben.
One of the things I realized to do is to never let him see me be afraid, never let him see me cry. Well, I go in my room and I cry and go through what I need to go through and come out here and never know. Never let him know that I was feeling sorry for him, because I didn't want him to ever feel sorry for himself. Just keep giving him confidence, courage, strength, and that's all I've ever done.
Aquanetta was stunned when just a year after the operation to remove his eyes, her little boy began to see again.